my father's birthday. He passed away a very long time ago, which is too bad. But now he's around me all the time. So we're going to be doing, he was an Aquarius, so we're going to do that air sign reading in memoriam. Let's see what's going on for you guys. Aries, Leo, Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Feel free to swap around the characters, as always. Could be talking to a cross watcher, so just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right, let's see where we go here. All right, let's see where we go. Elephant spirit, learn from the past. I have a story to tell you about that. Time to collaborate. That card has come up a lot, and there is always enough, okay? So if you are thinking of doing some collaboration with someone, or if you are, it's time to be coupled. All right, the time has come to couple. And the key to this is learning from the past. Okay, so one of the things that I think a lot of us do, not saying you do this, but a lot of us do, is when we look at the past, when we look at relationships of the past, we're always like, oh yeah, this was a mistake, this was not good, this was something that I should have caught, or I should have known better, or something like that. And what I think I want to say about that is, it's yes, to look at your own mistakes, obviously, but also balance that with, look, this is what I do that's good. This is what I do that's powerful. This is what I do that's loving. This is what I do that is part of a relationship moving forward, right? So that when this person comes along, it's not just like, oh, I'm just a disaster, right? Like, you're not saying that. What you're saying is, 85% good, 85% really on board. I'm open, I'm loving, I'm caring. Maybe I've got a communications issue. Maybe I'm seeing this, maybe I'm seeing that. But it takes very little. So if you are 85% and they're 85%, you guys are fully engaged in moving forward. That's 15% you can work on. Well, actually 10% you can work on. The 5% is something that is kind of out there that is not really workable. Personality differences, clashes like that. Your personality is your personality. So, but all the other stuff, there's so much that is workable. Okay? It's what I'm talking about, 85%, I'm talking about awareness. Okay, I'm talking about awareness. And I'm talking about the sense that some things that you might have said, or some things that were said in childhood about relationships, are ultimately true. It's like, as children, we are very aligned with spirit. We are very much aligned. Okay, I got the Queen of Wands, because this is really for you. Okay, I know that this reading is for you, but there's something about this reading that is really for you. Okay, so on the bottom here, yeah, it's the baggage of past relationships, the knowing, the awareness. This is the thing to really look at for yourself. It's about, I'm not saying being brutally honest with yourself, or being like, sort of in your face about things. What I am saying is like, all right, I can see where I might have done this and done that. The converse is true. If you're somebody who always is like, oh, I totally messed that up. Oh, look at, all of my problems, all of my flaws, all of my humanity that isn't gelling with another person. You only need one person, first of all. You only need one. And even though you have multiple relationships in your life, the one is just one, okay? And the other thing is, give yourself a break. Look at all the things you do right. Go to a positive place, okay? Six of Swords, Knight of Wands, Five of Wands. We're going to talk this through, so just hold on. Page of Cups, Leo energy. I feel like the person who's coming toward you is another fire sign, potentially a Leo. I see Leo and Sag here, younger. Two of Wands, younger or younger of spirit. Justice. Finally, things are balancing. Balancing. Look at that. Sag energy there. Wow. Going the distance. Finally, you're balancing. Okay, so we talk, North Node is a big thing in 2020. We're going to be doing a lot on the channel about the North Node. There's a class about North Node. There's an advanced North Node. And it's really about the mission you're here to do on this earth. And it's not just your work, right? The things you exchange for money. It's also your lesson, your main lesson, the thing you're going toward. And one of the things I'm seeing here is about balancing that past, you're either super negative about yourself or super like everybody else's fault, right? Like either you're one of those two things. And what needs to happen is a little more balance in that regard, okay? So what you bring to the table is awareness. What you're bringing to the table is a keen sense of, yeah, okay, this might be a blind spot of mine, but I'm aware of it now. This is what I'm looking at, right? It's Harry Met Sally when she's like, I'm totally closed off, I'm awful. And he's like, yeah, but in a good way, right? Because he loves her. He loves her. And so that's what you're seeing is the energy of love right there. That's the energy of love. She misses it. They go right to sex. She misses it. He misses it. Okay, they miss this. They miss, and then they fall into an old pattern, right? Then immediately they fall into an old pattern. So if you haven't seen When Harry Met Sally, please watch it. It's required watching for this channel because I reference it all the time. Okay, so and no, I do not get any kind of. They're not a sponsor or anything. I wish they were. That'd be great. Rob Reiner. Talking to you. All right. Justice and Sag energy. This is really a beautiful, this is what the collaboration is. It's not necessarily always a collaboration with an outside person. It can be a collaboration with yourself. The positive, the negative, right? The powerful, because shadow parts of yourself are informing, are helpful in learning. And it's one thing to think positively. It's one thing to be like, I'm so great at this in relationships. This is where I really excel. No one else can communicate like I do. No one else can be as generous as I can. And all of those things may be true. But when you look at the shadow part of yourself, how can you balance that? So what I was getting at with the North Node piece is it's not just going toward the thing. Sorry, I fell down yesterday on the ice and I hurt myself. So kind of ucky. When you're walking toward the North Node is the thing you're here to learn in this life. But it's not about forgetting about all that stuff in the past. The South Node is your past life and the things you bring to this past life, the things you already know how to do. So the trap of the South Node is you always fall back into what's comfortable. But the trap of the North Node is that everything else is stupid, right? That's the trap of the North Node is I'm going toward my future. And that you forget about your past. And so what we're here today talking about is balance. Okay? So you may be going toward something in a quick way, going toward a new relationship, wanting that new relationship, but you're not really looking at all of the things inside you that are struggling with relationship. There could be a lack of understanding about any commitment issues. There can be a lack of understanding about how much you are struggling. Like you're saying, hey, I really want to go toward this, but in reality, there's some internal strife. There also could be some other people around you who are like, oh, you're such a disaster in relationships. Do you really want to do this again? Right, like... Why do I always go back to the high school? Do you really want to do this again? Oh my God. Oh dear. Raised in the 80s. So you are definitely moving forward, but I feel like the two people on this boat are the old ways. So what you're going to need to do is be mindful and aware of your own baggage here. Work on balancing that. This is lessons from the past. Learn from the past. What are the things that, the awareness of things that you're rejecting about yourself or that you're not seeing? Do the thing that you do in terms of job interviews where you're like, turn a negative into a positive, right? See how those things can be. Like, I'm very standoffish. Guess what? You trust but verify. You ask a lot of questions. Yeah, are you resistant? Maybe, but can you turn that something into a positive? This other person here is wanting to make relationship. Like I said, could be a Leo, another fire sign for sure. Wanting to make relationship. They're trying to decide how they can do that. They feel like maybe you might be resistant to them. Reject them, resistant to them, something along those lines. They're feeling that maybe you have a commitment issue. They're seeing the things that you think are negative, seeing the positives. They're seeing you very clearly, okay? They're seeing these ideas, these thoughts very clearly. What needs to happen is they need to also balance, okay? They need to also balance, all right? So we can move into the future. So I'm going to look at, in the extended, I see Pisces here, and I also see Libra, but I'm going to look at the other fire signs too, okay? So link is below for you. Link is below for you. Okay? Mwah. See you over there.